All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises and blessings to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah HaKwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, pushing this word in all truth and in sincerity, risking life and livelihood in so doing. Shalom to you women, you children, watching and learning, okay? And you know, if the shoe fits, well then wear it, okay? So the name of this video is going to be $40 will be great again. If you know, you know, okay? Because under this president, okay, Donald Trump, $40 will be great again, okay? As we see, the economy is on a downward spiral, and people probably say, "Oh, you say that every day." Well, it's been on a, this is a great empire, man. Okay, this place is full of, they make their own money. Okay, but it's drying up. Okay, as you see, the trucking industry is downsizing. Okay, goods, merchandise, it's not coming in. And so as I just did a video yesterday, you got these big corps like UPS and Amazon, which deal with shipping. They're letting go of a lot of their employees. Okay, and those employees are being replaced with robots. Now, if the American people were wise, okay, if they were wise, when then they would, as a response to that, they would not, use those facilities anymore. You still have malls open. All of the space that you have from these malls, okay, it would be no problem, if UPS or Amazon, okay, but we're dealing with people, okay, and that's the premise of this video, okay, that's the premise of this video. $40 will be great again. If you know, you know. Instead of people saying, well, we're not going to use the services of UPS until they, what are you here for? We're not going to use the services of Amazon. We're just going to go to, the mall or, mom and pop store, But people, all right, hey, here in Babylon the Great, the women, they lack accountability. Women lack accountability, and the men lack judgment. The only men with judgment are Israelite men, all right? And even then, you got some men who are in this truth, uh, they don't know how to use judgment. All right. So this story that I'm going to go into a little bit is why $40 would be made great again. Okay. And so the name of this story is Garnett's response to reported domestic incident after girlfriend called cops. Now, you know, this guy Garnett, Shannon Sharp, these are like fucking supermen's, all right? And, you know, these men may be tall, dark, and handsome, okay? But guess what? Women is not checking for these men, man. Okay? These not the type of men that women want. Okay? They don't have dreads. Okay, that's number one. You have to fit the trend as a man. Okay? And that's what the woman, it doesn't matter what your status, what you don't have to have anything, okay? But you have to fit the trend. All right? What's popular? Because see what was her name? Her name is, she's a Nation of Islam woman. I think her name is something like it's Shadaraza Ali or something like that. Okay? And she said most women, okay? Women, not girls, most women are stuck they have women bodies, but mentally they're stuck at 14 years old. And she could never said it much better, all right? And I learned that because I used to deal with women, and I would tell them, all the time, they would do stupid shit, and I'd be like, hey, act your age, okay, not your shoe size, all right? I'm gonna tell them, look, act your age, not your shoe size, okay? Cause you acting like a fucking bird brain, man. Okay, and that's what Esau. That's why Esau, all right, has 911. 911 was he popularized dialing 911. Okay, for you Jakes, you'll get these women, and it's just like doing on the plantation. Okay, it's just like on the plantation. These women know what happened on the plantation. Okay, a male slave, he couldn't resist. He couldn't resist if his master's wife came on to him. If you've ever seen the movie, I think it was Mandingo. Okay, that white woman, she comes in there. Hey, what you doing? If you say something, I'm gonna scream. All right, and they gonna come in and kill you dead. Okay, so she could do whatever she want to do to that male slave, and he couldn't resist or say anything. Okay, or else she'd scream, and the dumbass cracker man, all right, dumbass Edomite would come in because he has no judgment and he has hatred would come in and string you up, you know, and hang you or kill you, you see? And so that type of mentality is on, on the majority of the Israelite man. He's plagued, just like the women lack accountability, the men lack judgment. All right? And so, you see Jake, you know, they get with these women, all right? Pop these women and then they gone, man. And kids are born and they're out of the picture. Or either, uh, Jacob used deceptive means to get with these women, all right? Or they're thinking they're using deceptive means. And get with these women, all right? And then, find out now this woman has them on child support, man. At my job, there's guys, working. I could show you the text messages, man. These guys are in their 70s, late 70s. Okay? Still hobbling around, man. Working due to child support. Okay? Because your lower self, you didn't have the judgment to discipline your lower self. Okay? You didn't have that discipline. And if you know it or not, man, the box is winning with you suck ass niggas, man. Okay? When I was growing up, it wasn't the box wasn't winning. Okay? It started growing. Okay, but women would take you. Hey, women used to take me out. Okay, pay for whatever, man. Take me shopping on shopping trips. All right, and that's what a woman was supposed to do. All right, that's what she was supposed to do. Now, I would. Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't take them out as well. Okay. Now, now you have some Jake that has crawled up out of nowhere. Okay, crawled up from the depths of hell, and it began with rap music. Okay, it ain't tricking if you got it, and so that's no judgment, man. So getting on this story, I don't want to make this long. I've been talking already too damn long. Let me get a scripture. Ooh. I didn't even know I was running my mouth that long. And this is the time that we are about to be in, man. This is Micah 7 and 10. It says, "Then she that is mine enemy shall see it." Now, this is not going to happen in the kingdom. This is going to happen on this side. Okay? It says, "Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, Where is the Lord thy power?" Okay? And what is this woman going to see? Okay? She's going to see the Lord having favor to the elect men. Okay? You know, when all hell and when all hell is breaking loose, she's going to see that the Lord is having favor to the elect men. All right? Now, some men, they, like a Kevin Garnett, okay, or Shannon Sharp, okay. They have a lot of money, man, okay. But see, again, women don't want these men because they don't want, it's not about the money. It's about the celebrity. It's about the celebrity. You have to be out, okay, like a dude like a Jim Jones, all right, who was with the Dipset. Now, you know, he could come out and have all kind of women, I mean, but the Dipset, that was a big group. All right. Let me think of someone else. Anyway, it's all about the celebrity. That's why she called the police on him. Listen, man. I've never had a woman call the police on me, man. Okay? Unless she was calling the police to get in to make me open my door so that she could get in and see who was in my house. Okay? But I've had some rough relationships with women, all right? Who took it there with me. Okay? But, a woman looks, seeing Kevin Garnett, okay, or Shannon Sharp, okay? They know that they have no chance in hell, all right, going up against one of those guys, all right? And so, in the case of Shannon Sharp, the woman played on that. He said he was going to choke me. These Edomite women, man. They love that shit, man. All right. So she just, and you brothers, man. If a woman calls the police on you, man, and you deal with her after she calls the police on you, and you might not be a man, you might not be one of the elect, man. Okay, you might not be one of the elect. Okay, if a woman calls the police on you, man, all right, you're not supposed to deal with that woman, man. That's it. You're not supposed to be with that woman, man. And you're not supposed to be, putting your hands on women to make them call the police. Now if you have to defend yourself, you have to defend yourself. You know. But the simple thing is, man, hey, don't respond back. You have to be a man of judgment. You should be seeking a woman, you know, and taking her through the motions before you even get with her, man. So you will know her character. See, a lot of you jakes, you don't know the game, man. You think that just because you pop a woman, or I popped her good, I popped her good. I'm that dude. She was asleep for 3 days. Oh yeah, she ain't going nowhere. No, man. Okay? Somebody else didn't pop and had to sleep for a month. Okay? You be a real man. Ask her her body count. This lets you know, okay? This lets you know. Ask her body count up front. Ask her body count up front in the door, okay? And then if she gives you the body count, all right, well, then you know. Well, if she doesn't give you the body count, well, then you know. All right? So back to Micah 7 and 10. It says, mine eyes shall behold her. Okay? We're going to see that woman. All right? You wanted to get with. All right? You know, you was dating, you was courting her, and you know, she curbed you. Okay? Because you had to go to camp. You couldn't eat that that pork steak she cooked. All right. You couldn't attend that birthday party. You couldn't buy those Christmas and those Easter gifts. You couldn't make it to the New Year's Eve festival. Okay? So she curbed you. Mine eyes shall behold her now. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Okay? And that's the time period that we're coming in, brothers. All right? Whether you believe, you got these women and you see them, you see their heads are up in the fucking clouds right now. They got multiple body skeletons all in their closet. Okay? They're disgusting. But you still like them. You still get with them. Okay? Now, hey, me, hey, I'm not going to say I don't, I look at women, all right? But guess what? I want to know the body count. Okay? I'm asking the body count. Oh, brother, well, why should that matter? Yeah, that matters. See? It don't matter to a man. Wouldn't you want to know if a woman had HIV/AIDS? You know? Or syphilis or any of that shit? You would want to know that. But most of you Jake men, you don't want to know that. You don't care, man. Because you have no judgment. She don't look like she about to die. She don't look sick. Nigga, you sneezing over there making these videos. You might be the problem. I think you is. And Jake just get with these women, man. Don't care. They going all down on them, in their booty, and know nothing about them. No judgment. Having a child and being put on child support with these women nowadays is the least of your worries. Believe it or not, here where I'm at in Chicago, I've seen some of the most beautiful women homeless riding up and down on trains because they have nowhere to go. They're popping Percocets and pills, and that's what they look. They look for the guy that he has the pills, okay, and that's who they're with, okay, until he's homeless too. These Edomite women, drop dead gorgeous. Okay? Drop dead gorgeous. All right? Strung out on fentanyl. You see them walking, they're sleeping outside, sleeping under viaducts, 3 blocks from O Block. Okay? They're sleeping under the viaducts. Okay? Dirty rain, water falling all on them. Okay? Blondes. All right? If that means anything to you. So it's beginning to happen. All right? And, you push your ear away from this truth. All right? The Lord is going, in that day, he's going to gravitate against you, man, especially you men. Okay? And you're going to be, the scripture says, a man shall become a piece of bread, and a lot of you men are already bread. Okay? These women got other men. And when things get worse, these women are going to use those other men. See, that's why that box is winning. Because they'll use another man to come and take you out and take your goods. She's all cozy. She got your children now. Hey, to the man that she wants, to that nigga that's trending, to her 14-year-old mind, there was a saying, like I'll bring it up again. I would always tell a female, look, act your age, not your shoe size. Whatever this lady named Shahrazad Ali, okay? She said what? Women are stuck mentally at 14 years old. Okay? So you get with, your wife or your woman, you haven't taken her where another man can emotionally take her. And you think you're stocked up and you've told her all the secrets. That's why the scripture says, man, roughly paraphrasing it, says, keep your mouth from the one that lies in your bosom. Okay? Don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Oh man, that's going to destroy the relationship. You see? Well, you're going to get destroyed in the end. Because Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, okay, is not a man that he should lie. These prophecies are going to come. All right? So with that being said, Lord, when you were edified, till next time, Shalom.